I wanted to start just saying thank you to everybody who put the effort in to make DigiFest happen, DigiFest South in Shreveport, as well as TEDx. I'm a New Orleans native. I have a company in Baton Rouge. I teach at LSU in Baton Rouge. So for me, it's really cool to see this and have an opportunity to contribute to the digital media industry here. For me, that's kind of really a source of endless motivation to be able to do that. So I'm happy to be here. Additionally, I'm an avid TED Talk fan, so when I heard I may have the opportunity to do a TEDx talk, I was super excited for like 8 seconds, then I was really nervous. Because I started thinking of all the amazing TED Talks I've seen given by these brilliant people, these doctors and scientists and business leaders. And I'm wondering, how in the world am I qualified to give a talk like this in comparison to these folks? So I'm like, what are my qualifications? I have an art degree, traditional art. I make games. I'm from Louisiana. I wear these hats. So I was like, let me sit down and think about this. So I sat down, I started surfing the internet, and then I realized I should log off of Facebook because I need to work on my TED Talk. So I did that and started to distill this idea down to something that I think makes sense for me to give to you guys today and share. And that is how to be happy and successful in life. I have been living for several years now. And so I've come to realize a little something that I call this: do fun stuff with folks you like to do it with. For me, that's a big part of my purpose, and to me, a big part of what we should all be striving to do. And that's not like a hedonistic, self-serving, like short-term pleasure approach to life. So that's kind of what I'm going to explain today. Since my wisdom meter is like still up and coming, I also looked to Mark Twain to add this. And so he has this quote: "The secret of success is making your vocation your vacation." He also says, work and play are words used to describe the same thing under differing conditions. So I think another way to interpret that is, it's not what you do, but why. So 12,000 years ago, this was before my time, a really cool thing happened with the human race, known as the agricultural revolution. We started this transformation from like a ragtag group of hunter-gatherers desperately trying to survive to being more organized and settled in cities. So we get these revolutionary new ways to cultivate and store food. So we get better and better at cultivating and storing food. That means food surplus. Food surplus means 3 really awesome things. More people can survive in one area. 2, not as many people have to cultivate food in order for everyone to survive. And 3, that means more people have more time to do stuff they want to do other than cultivating food. So that's when we start to see the emergence of art, culture, architecture, philosophy, ideology, and games. So you could say that we are actually all here because we are not hunting or gathering right now. We are able to pursue our interests. We're able to enjoy the company of people. And we are able to have fun because right now we do not have to farm. We can have fun. So, how did this happen? Why did 83 million people play this at one time? Why was this the most successful Facebook game ever? When our species spent 12,000 years trying to get away from that, to do something other than that, to have fun, why is everyone doing this? Why are we engaged? Why are we so motivated? And there's a reason that's kind of inherent to being human. What this game was able to do is gamify farming. So if you guys haven't heard this term before, gamification is basically taking game design elements and techniques and applying that to something that's not a game to make it more engaging and to motivate users to interact with it. So for example, Starbucks does this. They have a point system, a leveling system, and a system of rewards. So when you make a purchase, you earn points. When you earn more points, you level up. When you level up, you get access to cooler and cooler rewards. So they're gamifying one of their products and just purchasing and doing business with them. So there's a lot of really cool talks about gamification. I'm not going to get into every detail of that. There's actually TED Talks on it. But I do want to give an overview of why this is so important, even right now, and why it's already happening, and how it has such an impact on what drives us, motivates us, and how we choose to engage with certain products. And through all the success we've had in the game design industry, we've come to realize and prove that human incentive can kind of be broken down into just a few bullet points here. And one is rewards. We want to be rewarded for work we do. So what games do really well is they always reward you for every little thing you do. Whether it's a small reward or a huge one, there's always something. You know that your work is earning a reward, so you're compelled to do it. There's always a short and long-term goal. This is quests. And these quests are always in a queue. You always know what's coming and why you're doing it. There's a purpose and a goal that's not just right in front of you. So there's more reason for you to pursue this in the short term and the long term. And there's status. This, of course, in most games, your level. This is presented to you all over the place. When you level up, it's a huge deal. The game makes this seem important to you. Our credit cards have this. There are different colors of credit card with more and more metallic shine as you get up there. So that's another, a level of status. Achievement progression, possibly the biggest one, but also represented in possibly the simplest UI element, and that's the progress meter. That simple element has a huge impact on us. We see that every little thing we do gives us progress. We also see where we need to go. And that's really important for our sense of achievement and progression. Self-expression. So games like Facebook and on Facebook, like Farmville, handle this with virtual goods. So the $760 million is last year, $760 million were spent on fake clothes that do not exist. These are virtual decorations for avatars. $760 million were spent on that to decorate avatars because that is self-expression. Next is competition. Anybody who knows anything about humans is we enjoy competition and sports and everything between, and we like to know whether it's football, who's in the lead, and who did we lose to and win to, and that's represented in games with leaderboards. Very clear that you just beat your friend and you have risen above them. And altruism is basically the opposite of being selfish. It's our need to feel like we're loyal to someone or something, and that we're helping someone. That gives us a good feeling, just helping others. So we get that, and there's the competition, and then there's the cooperation or the helping. And what's really cool is this doesn't necessarily just apply to Farmville. Farmville is a great example of how successful it can be, but it doesn't just have to stay within this Farmville world, which is pretty dope. And by dope, I mean dopamine, which is released by the brain when we do something rewarding. So this produces feelings of achievement, enjoyment, and motivates us to keep doing it. So we get a psychological element and a biological element that we are having fun, enjoying this, and doing these tasks. Games do this really well, and they keep you coming back for more dopamine, but it does not have to just be in games. We can use this to motivate people to do tasks, to be productive, and to achieve. So I bring back the Mark Twain quote again. The secret of success is making your vocation your vacation. We've taken a mundane, arduous task in real life. If I said I have an idea for a game that's farming, no one would want to play that because it's not fun, but we turn it into the most popular game on Facebook. That's because we've turned this, what used to be a vocation, into a vacation using these pillars of human incentive that we know are proven through the game design that we're seeing right now, especially social game design. So I really want today to emphasize the importance of play, and not only in games, not only on Facebook, but in general. Lots of benefits, helps us deal with negativity, supercharges our learning. Dopamine is associated with our ability to learn. Helps us relieve stress, connect with others, especially now everyone is connected with social gaming. Every game is essentially social now, or will be, and our work becomes more productive and pleasurable. So I really want to suggest and maybe leave you guys here today with this idea that play is not just important, it's vital, it's essential, and make the argument that fun perhaps is the greatest motivator and not fear, as fear tends to be a short-term motivator. If we feel like we're having fun, we can do things that we wouldn't normally associate with fun because we're doing them for certain reasons. So if you take that mentality into the real world and away from Facebook games. You can apply that and really, you can talk about education reform. You can talk about how we handle entertainment, how we handle business. But I think most importantly, what's most powerful to me is you can take that approach to basically your perspective on life. For me, I work a lot of hours every day of the week, and not all of it is all fun and games. Anyone who has their own company knows that. But I approach it with a certain perspective, and I really feel like I have a lot of fun every day, and it really inspires me to be as productive as possible. And that approach basically allows us to really dictate our own ability to be happy and successful just by understanding the importance and the reasons that we have fun. Thank you.